Over the last couple of years, I've had quite a few requests to break down a Tony Allen tune. I'm not sure why it's taken me this long to do it, but I'm glad that I finally have, because now I'm absolutely obsessed with his playing. So this tune is Tony Allen featuring Damon Albarn, Go Back. So let's check out a video of them playing the track live, and then we'll have a little chat about it.
You're a runaway. What am I gonna do with you if you go back? When the harbour master comes to switch off the lights and the waiting room is empty of everyone.
Yes, my dudes, I'm Alex and thanks for checking out another video. So the tune you just heard has a lot of improvisation in it. So rather than breaking down a whole section of the tune, what I've done is I've written out 4 different variations that Tony Allen plays throughout the track. So the first variation we're going to look at starts off nice and simple. So if we look at the first half of the bar, you can see that we're going to be playing every 16th note, 1 eander, 2 eander. On beat 1 of the bar, you're going to play the sticking right, 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 left. Right hand up on the hi-hat, left hand down on the snare drum. You're going to double up the first hi-hat with a bass drum, and then there's sometimes an open hi-hat on the end of beat 1, sometimes there isn't. So all the examples that we play today, sometimes I'll play it with, sometimes I'll play it without. On beat 2 of the bar, we've got this little linear phrase. You're going to play right, kick, left, kick, and just leave your hands in that same position. The second half of the bar is where it starts to get a bit trickier, because we've got an open hi-hat on the end of beat 3, but actually Tony Allen isn't playing that with his stick. Instead, he's playing it by splashing his hi-hat foot. So you can just play that by tapping your toes on the pedal, or you can hit your heel into the pedal if you prefer, but it does make the coordination quite a lot trickier. Other than that splashed hi-hat, it's pretty similar to the first half of the bar. So on beat 3, we've got the rhythm 3E and you're going to play your bass drum and hi-hat together, hi-hat by itself, and then you've got your splashed hi-hat with the snare drum at the same time. On beat 4 of the bar, you've got the rhythm 4E ander. You can just play right, left, right, kick. One last thing that's worth a mention is if we're talking about the groove, it's played super tight. But if we're talking about the texture, it's a lot looser. So you can sizzle some of those other hi-hats in the bar. You can let some of them open on the lead into that splashed hi-hat. Really, it's different every time and it's all about the feel. If it helps at all, I'm holding my stick super high up and I'm using the tip of the stick right on the top of the hi-hat just to control it a little bit. The way I'm playing it isn't perfect, but it's super fun to try and recreate that sound. Tony Allen has got a feel like none other. For our second groove, all we're going to do is replace the last bass drum for a snare drum. Everything else is exactly the same, so let's get straight to it. For our third variation, we're going to go back to playing a bass drum on the last 16th note of the bar, and then our first 2 snare drums of the bar on the of beat 1 and the and of beat 2, we're going to turn into buzz strokes. Now with this groove already having that linear phrase on beat 2 of the bar, and that splashed hi-hat on beat 3 of the bar, it does make the coordination a little bit tricky here, but you got it mate, let's give it a try. And for our fourth variation, we're going to keep the first half of the bar the same, and then in the second half of the bar, we're going to play a cheeky fill. So nice and simple really, you've got 2 8th notes where you're going to play a bass drum and hi-hat, and then an open hi-hat and snare drum together. For this open hi-hat, I'm playing it with my stick rather than splashing my hi-hat foot. Then on beat 4 of the bar, we're going to play the rhythm 4E, moving down the toms. I've notated it on the high tom, but actually I'm going to play it on the 12-inch because Tony Allen tuned his toms a lot lower than me. So now we've got a few different examples of grooves. And we've got an example of a fill. So what I'll do is I'll play the fill every 4th bar. In the 3 bars leading up to it, I'll improvise a little bit with some of the ideas we've already covered. So of course there is a lot more happening than just these 4 ideas, but go and listen to the track, see what you can pick out, and you can use these grooves to get you started. Start to experiment with it, explore textures, improvise, see what you can come up with. If you do go and learn any of the grooves that we looked at today and you upload a video of you playing it, tag me up, mate, because I'd love to see it. And if you haven't already, hit the button to join the Wednesday crew, man. So all there's left to say is rest in peace, Tony Allen, man. What an absolute legend, and I'll catch you in the next lesson.